Welcome to Zoe Stories. My wife's sister used me to get revenge on her ex. I never thought a silk dress would change the course of my life. But here I am, standing in front of the mirror, questioning everything I ever thought I knew about myself. All because of my wife's sister. My name is Aiden. I'm 32, work as a freelance graphic designer, and live in a quiet suburb just outside Chicago. To most people, I'm just another guy, polite, slightly introverted, and always working from home. Nothing about me screams different. And I liked it that way. Normalcy was safety. But behind that normal life, I carried a secret. One that I kept buried even from Emma, my wife of 4 years. Late at night, when the house was quiet and the world felt a little less judgmental, I would open the hidden box in the back of our walk-in closet. Inside were a few carefully folded dresses, some makeup, and a pair of nude heels I bought online and never dared to wear past the bedroom door. I never considered myself a full-time crossdresser, nor did I think I was confused about who I was. But something about the softness, the freedom, the feeling of transforming into someone else, even for a moment, calmed me, gave me peace. Still, the guilt always followed. Emma had always been understanding, loving, the kind of woman who made everyone feel at ease. But she was also traditional. She believed in clear roles, in structure. She liked her husband neat, decisive, and masculine. She never said it, but I knew it in the way she teased my sensitivity or rolled her eyes when I watched makeover shows with her. So I kept that part of me locked away. It was safer to hide. Our marriage wasn't perfect, but it was steady, predictable. And then her sister, Sierra, came back into town. Sierra was Emma's younger sister. Bold, rebellious, the kind of woman who walked into a room like she owned it. She had wild energy and a chaotic dating history to match. Her most recent breakup with her ex, Jordan, had been messy, loud fights, nasty rumors, and a public humiliation that left Sierra furious and vindictive. She moved in with us, just for a few weeks, she said. Emma was hesitant. I was wary, but family was family. At first, it was manageable. Sierra kept to herself, spent most of her time scrolling on her phone or taking long showers while blasting early 2000s pop. But then Emma had to leave town for a week, a work trip to New York, and suddenly, it was just me and Sierra in the house. That's when things started to shift. One night, a few days after Emma left, I was in the kitchen making tea when Sierra walked in wearing one of Emma's old robes. She leaned against the counter, smirking. "You're a quiet one," she said, sipping from a wine glass. "I like that. But I've always wondered what's hiding underneath all that quiet." I laughed awkwardly, unsure how to respond. "I bet Emma doesn't even know you," she continued, her tone teasing but sharp. "Not really. It was just a comment. But it lingered." Over the next couple of days, Sierra's presence grew more intense, more observant. She asked strange questions. "Do you ever wonder what it's like to wear heels?" she once whispered while scrolling through a photo of a model. Or, "You ever get tired of playing the role you were given?" I deflected, laughed it off. But she was watching me, studying me. And then it happened. One afternoon, I came home from a walk to find Sierra sitting in the living room, a small cardboard box on the table, my hidden box. My stomach dropped. "Relax," she said coolly. I didn't tell Emma. Yet. I was frozen. My mouth went dry. Shame flushed through me like a fever. "You don't have to explain," she continued, almost amused. "Actually, I think we can help each other." I managed to choke out. "What do you want?" Her smile widened. "I want revenge. On Jordan. He cheated on me with someone who looked just like me, younger, prettier. I want him to see me again, but with a twist. I want to break his brain. And you, Aiden, well, you're going to be my secret weapon." I stared at her in disbelief. "What are you talking about?" She stood, walked over to me, and ran her finger along my jawline. "With a little help, you could pass for a girl. For me." I shook my head. "No. Absolutely not." But Sierra wasn't fazed. "Then I tell Emma everything. About the dresses, the makeup, the late nights when you thought no one was watching. It wasn't just blackmail. It was a trap, one that reached into my deepest fears. "I won't make you do anything you don't want to," she said with a wicked grin. "But you should know you'd look really good in that red dress at the bottom of your box." She left the room then, as if the deal had already been sealed. And maybe it had. That night, I stared at the mirror in our bedroom for what felt like hours. The box sat open on the bed behind me. The guilt, the shame, the fear of being exposed, all of it warred against something else. Curiosity. The desire to know what I might become if I said yes. I wasn't ready to make that choice. But the choice was already closing in. The next morning, the house was eerily quiet. I stayed in my room, hoping Sierra would forget everything she said the night before. But I knew better. Her words had been deliberate, calculated. When I finally emerged, she was waiting. "I'm not here to ruin your life," she said softly, brushing her dark hair behind her ear. "But if you help me just once, this all goes away. Emma never has to know." I didn't respond. I didn't have to. She could already see it on my face. That evening, Sierra brought out a garment bag from her closet. "Try it on. You'll understand what I mean," she said. Inside was a deep red satin cocktail dress, sleek, form-fitting, with thin straps and a plunging neckline. It looked expensive, feminine, dangerous. "No one will see you," she said. "Just try." My heart pounded as I stepped into it. It clung to me in places I didn't expect. I felt exposed, but also electrified. Sierra stood behind me, adjusting the zipper, then spun me around to face the mirror. She was right. With a padded bra, some subtle contour, and a bit of lip gloss, the man in the mirror disappeared, replaced by someone I didn't recognize and couldn't stop staring at. "You're a blank slate," she whispered behind me. "I can shape you into anything." That first night ended without another word. But I didn't sleep. My mind raced, heart still caught in that mirror. The next day, Sierra escalated. She handed me a razor. "Legs," she said. "You want to sell it, you need to commit." I hesitated. This wasn't part of the deal. There is no deal. There's a choice: ruin your marriage or help me. The razor buzzed. Over the next several days, I found myself pulled into a rhythm I never thought possible. Sierra coached me like I was her personal project. She gave me new clothes: leggings, padded panties, a white blouse with delicate embroidery. She introduced me to bronzer, eyeliner, lashes, and heels. Always the heels. She had a name for me: Alina. "You don't look like an Aiden anymore," she smirked as she zipped up a leather mini-skirt on me. "You're too soft now. Too polished." At first, I resisted. I wore the outfits, but I hated myself for doing it. I refused to go outside. I refused to speak in a feminine voice. I made it clear this wasn't me, just a temporary deception. A favor. But every time I tried to step back, Sierra reminded me of the box. The photos she had taken. The lipstick prints on wine glasses. The text messages she threatened to send to Emma if I didn't obey. "You wanted this," she would hiss. "Deep down, you wanted to be seen." The strange part? She wasn't entirely wrong. As Alina, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Seen. Not as the quiet man who blended into the wallpaper, but as someone daring. Someone beautiful. That scared me more than anything. Sierra's plan took shape. Jordan, her ex, was hosting a high-profile art gallery launch downtown. She wanted to crash it. Not as herself, but as a better version of herself. Someone who would haunt him. Someone he'd regret losing. And she wanted me at her side, dressed to match. Her elegant, mysterious companion. "No one will know," she promised. "We'll slip in, steal the spotlight, and leave him broken." I refused. Over and over again. Until the morning she showed me the plane ticket she bought for Emma's return, one day early. "She'll be home tonight," Sierra said, dangling the boarding pass like a weapon. "Unless you come with me. If you do, I delay her flight." It was madness. Pure manipulation. But I was cornered. That night, I became Alina in full. Sierra pulled my hair into soft curls with clip-in extensions, painted my lips in a deep plum, cinched my waist with a shapewear corset, and slid the velvet choker around my neck. She fastened a pair of sparkling earrings into my ears. "You're stunning," she whispered. "You're not a man anymore." We stepped into the gallery like queens. Eyes turned. No one recognized me. Not Jordan. Not Sierra's old friends. Not the photographers. I was just another beautiful woman at an exclusive party. It was exhilarating. Terrifying. Addictive. Sierra held my hand, guiding me through the crowd. She whispered lies into people's ears, that I was her European girlfriend, that we were madly in love, that we had just come back from Italy. The attention was overwhelming. The validation even more so. But then it happened. One of the guests, a woman from Sierra's past, looked at me a little too closely. "You look so familiar," she said, tilting her head. "Have we met before?" My breath hitched. I couldn't speak. My throat closed up. Sierra swooped in with a laugh, whisked me away, but the damage was done. The illusion cracked. Back home, I ripped the wig off, wiped my face raw, and stared into the mirror. Who was I becoming? Sierra didn't help. She only smiled. "You're addicted now," she said. "Admit it. You don't want to stop." I didn't answer, because I didn't know anymore. The line between Aiden and Alina was blurring. My reflection no longer shocked me. The heels no longer hurt. The makeup felt like armor. And somewhere deep inside, I began to crave the next transformation. I thought the gallery night would be the end. One last appearance, one final eye to cover for Sierra's revenge. But the very next morning, she was already planning another event. A rooftop party, high profile, exclusive, public. She wanted Alina on her arm again. Not just as a decoy. Not just for fun. But as her girlfriend. "You have no idea how much they loved you," she said, scrolling through her phone, showing me pictures I couldn't even remember being taken. "The way you held that wine glass, the way you walked beside me. You were elegant. People believed it. They envied me." "This was never the deal," I snapped. She looked at me coldly. "There never was a deal. You're still here, wearing panties under your jeans. Don't pretend this wasn't your choice." I froze. She wasn't wrong. The lingerie. The foundation I hadn't fully scrubbed off. The lingering scent of her perfume on my wrists. I could lie to myself, but not to her. Still, I refused. "I won't go. You can't force me." Sierra just smiled. "You're right. I won't. But Emma comes home in 5 days, and I still have the box." The silence between us stretched like a blade. That night, she sent me a text, a photo of me asleep, in full makeup, lips slightly parted, bra strap showing. Underneath, just 2 words. "You're mine." For 2 days, I hid in my room. I didn't dress up. I didn't speak to her. I avoided mirrors. But something was happening inside me. When I closed my eyes, I didn't see Aiden anymore. I saw Alina. Confident, graceful, powerful. Aiden was the lie. Alina had become the mask I no longer wanted to take off. That terrified me more than Sierra ever could. On the 3rd night, I gave in. I stood in her doorway, trembling. "Teach me how to walk better." Her eyes lit up with cruel triumph. "Knew you'd come back." Sierra took it further than ever. She dressed me in a sheer blush pink dress with a flared skirt, nude heels, and a matching bra and panty set she insisted I wear. For authenticity, she claimed. She added subtle perfume behind my ears, styled my hair into soft waves, and gave me a new pair of earrings, real gold. "Don't speak unless I tell you to. Just smile," she said as she zipped me into a tailored white coat. "Tonight, you're perfect." The party was dizzying. Flashbulbs. Laughter. Sierra's arm hooked through mine like we were lovers. People greeted us, complimented us, flirted with me. I didn't recognize myself. And then came Jordan. He was there, laughing, charming, wrapped around some blonde woman I didn't recognize. He spotted Sierra, but before he could approach, Sierra pulled me in and kissed me. Full lips, slow and deliberate, in front of everyone. Click. Someone snapped a photo. I stood frozen. That kiss shattered everything. Because I kissed her back. Sierra whispered against my cheek. You're in this now. Fully. And she was right. That night, Sierra showed me the photo on social media. The caption read, Sierra and her mystery girl. Power couple? The comments were ruthless. Sexy. Beautiful. Is she trans? Who is she? What a goddess. But one comment hit me like ice water. Looks like Aiden's missing out. I'd date her instead. They didn't recognize me. They thought I was someone else. Someone better. Back home, I peeled the lashes off in silence. Sierra came behind me, slipping her hands around my waist. You're famous now. I'm done, I whispered. No, babe, she said, spinning me to face her. You've just begun. She pulled out a black folder from under her bed and opened it. Inside were documents. Legal name change forms. Hormone prescription approvals, and signed, but prepared. I'm offering you freedom, she said softly. From hiding. From pretending. No, my voice cracked. Yes, she insisted. Because I know your secret. Even if you don't. She leaned in. You like being kissed in public. You liked the way your heels made your legs look. You like being her. I slapped the folder closed. This was supposed to be your revenge. Not my life. She smiled. What if it's both? The next morning, Emma called. I'm coming home tomorrow. Early. Can't wait to see you. My blood ran cold. I had less than 24 hours to end this. To burn the wigs, the dresses, the heels. To claw my way back into who I used to be. But I couldn't. Because the thought of losing Alina felt like losing everything. I opened the closet. I stared at the rows of dresses, skirts, makeup, lingerie. I touched the satin of the red dress, the first one. And I wept. Not because I was afraid of Emma finding out, but because I didn't know who I was anymore. I wasn't Aiden. I wasn't Alina. I was something in between. And Sierra had taken everything I thought I was and broken it. But in the shards, she had built something new. Something dangerous. Something beautiful. That night, I walked downstairs in full makeup, a deep navy dress, and heels that no longer hurt. Sierra turned. You chose, she said. I nodded. But I wasn't choosing her. I was choosing me. Whoever that was now. I was already dressed when Emma came home. Not hiding. Not pretending. I didn't even wear a wig. Just me, eyeliner, soft lips, a fitted blouse, jeans that hugged in a way I used to avoid. When the front door opened, my heart froze. She stepped in, suitcase in hand, eyes lighting up. Aiden. Then she looked at me. Really looked. Her smile faltered. Aiden? I swallowed hard. Hi. Emma blinked. Is this some kind of joke? I shook my head slowly. Sierra appeared behind me, leaning against the wall, arms crossed, watching like a queen waiting for the drama. Emma's voice cracked. What is going on? I never meant for this to happen, I whispered. But it did. She looked between me and Sierra, her face falling into confusion and rage. You're sleeping with my sister? No, I said quickly. It's not like that. It's exactly like that, Sierra interrupted, cold and calm. He became mine. Emma's mouth opened. You're disgusting. Sierra didn't flinch. Maybe. But I didn't lie. He did. I stepped forward. Emma, please, I never meant to betray you. I didn't plan this. It just happened. I got caught. Then I changed. And now I don't know who I am. Tears filled her eyes. I thought I knew you, she said. I did too. She left without another word. The door slammed so hard it rattled my ribs. I collapsed onto the couch, still in heels, shaking. Sierra didn't speak. For once, she just sat beside me. Quiet. Then, softly, she said, Now it's just you. Not us. Not her. And me. Just me. Alina. Whoever that was. The days after were blurry. Emma blocked my number. Friends stopped calling. But the world didn't end. I still breathed. Still walked. Still dressed. I started doing it alone. For myself. No more blackmail. No more revenge. Just freedom. And yet, I still thought about Emma every night, wondering what she'd say if she saw me now.
Saw the real me.
Not the boy she loved. Not the puppet Sierra played with. But the girl I had become. Weeks passed. Then one afternoon, I heard a knock at the door. I opened it. Emma stood there, silent. We stared at each other. You look different, she said at last. I whispered. I'm still angry, she said. But I needed to see it, to believe it. She looked down, then met my eyes again. I don't forgive you, but I understand now. A pause. I hope you figure out who you really are. She turned to leave.
Emma, I said.
I'm not pretending anymore. She nodded once. Then she was gone. And just like that, I was finally free. Not because I had everyone's approval. Not because Sierra let go. But because I didn't need anyone else's permission. Aiden was gone. Alina remained. Stronger.
Softer. Real.
No more games. No more masks. Just me.